Hey, it's 45 RPNs with Ernie and Nigel Bart, episode 12. Can you believe it, Ernie?
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Here, talk a little closer to the mic, my friend.
When did we start? Do you remember?
We started a long time ago when there was snow on the ground and like it was
remember.
icy cold, man.
I don't even remember what day it was.
Yeah, it would have been like I think it was January or something, or February when we started. Like it was a long time ago. This is like
I don't know.
maybe March. Don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm thinking March, but I'm not even sure. Might have been February. But anyway,
Yeah.
now it's nice. The weather is good.
June 3rd. June 3rd.
June 3rd is my son's birthday. So,
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now which one?
The only son I have, Travis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did
Nice,
what
nice.
Charlotte and I did is last night she made a chocolate pie. I came up with this brainstorm while driving.
Oh.
That's where I do all my creative stuff is while driving. But anyway,
That's
I
good,
thought,
man.
oh yeah, tomorrow's Travis's birthday. So what do we do for him? Well, you know, at his age, he's 39. At his
Yeah.
age, he has everything. He doesn't need anything. So what do you buy him? So what do? You get him his most favorite thing, right? Give him his most favorite thing.
Like a
And
new house?
No, his most favorite, even better than a house. His most favorite
His
thing
grandpa or his dad. His dad. You give him
no,
his dad
Well, that too, but I mean,
and
besides his
yeah,
family. Well,
family.
I know his favorite thing is his family, but his favorite thing is chocolate pie.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I got home and I said to Cheryl, I said, "Can you make a chocolate pie?" And she thought it was a kind of weird request,
Yeah.
just to walk in and blurt that out when you get home from work.
Yeah.
And she says, "Well, I need ingredients," so I went to the co-op and bought them. Anyway, she made it last night, and so today we walked into the back of Sills
Oh.
with this chocolate pie with a little candle on it burning, and then Cheryl and I sang as we walked into his office, and of course all his workers kind of looked what was going on. So
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
it
man.
was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's one of those things you got to do in you know, the context of slowing down, right? We all run
Yeah.
like crazy, and
Yeah, we're Ernie and I are both like burning it at both ends here, like
yeah,
running like sort of madmen.
I'd say.
And we're the topic for today, music collecting, whatever, but the real topic today is slowing down and trying to communicate properly, listening to each other, and seeing what's around us. Smelling the roses is one way of saying it. Like
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's lots of songs about it.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, life's just too busy. In fact, I wrote a song called "Life's Just Too Busy,"
oh,
and the way that came to be is uh, Brenda and I it was back in the day when we were in our songwriting mode. So it would have been like in 2016 or 2018 or somewhere in there. We used to
the good old days.
Good
That was
old
a long
days,
time ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
And so, but I remember we were having band practice in my house, just like we're in my house today doing this podcast. And we decided that we're going to write a song, modern country song. And then send it into the radio station. And as it turned out, we never did. I don't know why. We each went home and challenged each other to write a modern country song about, topic being "Life's Just Too Busy" was our topic. And so she wrote a song called "Hasn't Anyone Got Any Time," I think is what it was called.
I've heard it.
Yeah, that song. She
have
wrote
heard
that
it.
song.
Yeah.
And I came back, and this is a week later is what I'm saying. We made this challenge to each other, and a week later we came back, and she had that song, and I had a song, and I stayed with "Life's Just Too Busy" was the topic of my song. So that was fine. So she played her song,
Yeah.
and then I played my song. So we each heard each other's song. But it was amazing how they were both in the same key,
Yeah.
and they were similar to a point. There were different songs, but they're similar to a point where we could have actually segued into one into the other, and we actually tried that the one time. Just keep playing and then segue into the other song. And
Yeah, yeah.
so we never took it anywhere, but that was our topic.
Yeah, I was thinking of, yeah,
Life's
totally,
just too
man.
busy, but I'm doing all right.
Yeah, there's another song I was thinking of while you were talking to Cat Stevens, Cats in the Cradle, or is it Cat Stevens?
No, that's Harry Chapin.
Harry Chapin. You know that one. It's similar,
Yeah.
man. Like we burn by our time with
Oh.
the loved ones in our life, and then it's over, man. And
Yeah.
it's like it's sad sometimes. Like we don't pay
Yeah.
attention to what's right in front of us.
Yeah, it's amazing at the end of that song when he realizes what he did, eh?
Yeah, like he
You know, it's
sped
like-
through. He's working so hard when his
Yeah.
kid's growing up, and then finally the kids does the same thing back to him.
Yeah,
And it's like,
says exactly the same thing back to me. I haven't got
Yeah.
time for you, Dad,
yeah,
because I'm too busy. And so, yeah, that's the way we are in life,
yeah.
and that's where I am now. Actually, I'm just way too busy.
Oh,
Way too busy.
yeah. You should be retired though, shouldn't you?
I did. I retired 2 years ago.
Well, it's not really retired like
No,
that.
it isn't.
You're working like
And I'm working
you're
double
over
shifts
full
now,
time.
so
Yeah.
I may as well be working double shift. But
Yeah.
no. Life is busy, but it's also life is good. Like being busy is good.
It's true. It's
you know?
true.
It's just that we're a little too busy.
Yeah.
You know, it's because we want to have 3 cars instead of 2, and
Yeah.
we shouldn't have 2 cars. We should have 1 car, and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. It's just where
Yeah.
society has taken us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, it's like, too, like, like you're a big family, you have kids growing up.
Yeah.
It's like you do, like sometimes I think families who are tight and stuff are almost like a business sort of, like it's like a business sort of model, you
Yeah.
might say. And
You
so
know,
like, your
yeah.
kids are running their business, so you need to have cars to move back and forth. You need, like, this is how
Yeah.
modern society is
Oh,
operating.
yeah, well, I think that all that busyness that Cheryl and I have done our whole lives, because we spent our lives running, and I think it was by choice. I think we were
Yeah.
happier that way or something because we always did it and we never changed. Everything was a hurry.
Yeah.
And we ran, and I think we taught our kids that, and now our kids are so busy they don't know which way to turn, and so it's just a busy world, and our youngest one not like like Jenny that just moved to
Yeah.
Calgary. She's not like that. She is much calmer and
Mindful. The
Yeah.
mindful.
oh yeah, she's a
yes.
deep thinker, and she's and she just doesn't run her legs off like the rest of us do. And I know like Travis and Misty with their chicken chef with the restaurants, they're so busy.
Yeah.
And then when the workers, of course, in those 2 businesses, you're working with teenagers.
Right.
And when you're
Yeah.
working with teenagers, you know what happens. They're always skipping out of work and phoning in some excuse or that they can't come. And when that happens, the boss has to go in and fill in.
Yeah.
And when the boss goes in to fill in, that's our kids, then their children need a babysitter. So that's where grandma and grandpa come in. So we're
Yeah,
babysitting
yeah.
quite a bit
Yeah.
because they get called into work. So
Yeah.
yeah, our busyness is kind of coming back to haunt us,
Oh, yeah.
so to speak, a little
But
bit.
I mean, it's a blessing too, because you
It's
get to see your
blessing, but
grandkids.
but to
lost,
do
and-
all of this in good health,
Of course.
of course, it's kind of
yeah.
the big one.
Yeah,
So
and I'm sure it does wonders to your health too, to keep that
Yeah.
focus. Like you're on focus of the process. You're constantly
Yeah.
moving, and
Yeah.
um,
No, I mean, by and large, I do enjoy the busyness,
yeah,
and the accomplishment of getting things done and
taking care of business, man. And
taking care of business. Darren, there's
Yeah.
a song we should pull out.
I see the Guess Who thing together.
Oh,
again
yeah.
there. You got some
Yeah.
good movies here.
Yeah.
I'm here in Ernie's studio. It's a change. The acoustics are much clearer and cleaner here. Ernie's got I'm going to snap some photos, a panorama of this awesome studio. You got albums galore. You got 45 crown, like a crown, what do you call that?
Crown
thing?
mold right around.
Crown mold of 45 albums. I feel like I'm in Howard Stern's
There you go.
his studio, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so cool here, man. I just
I like my collages, like those collages of those albums. I just think that's so cool.
they're in nice little shadow boxes, like
Yeah.
the cabinets. So beautiful, man.
In glass, yeah. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I wish I had more because they came from IKEA, and I got these for Christmas one year because I had this thought of doing that, and so my wife bought me 4 of those, and now I wish I had a bunch more because the collage fits in there so perfect because you got the LP, the 33 LP, you got the 45, you got the 8-track, and you got the cassette, and then you got the CD, and of each one I have that.
Wow, that's see, like you got Beatles, Abbey Road collection in one shadow box. You got the Beatles,
Let It
Be album, another, and what else we got here?
And Share the Land. We've talked about that album fairly extensively.
Man, of course.
So that, and then the American Woman album like that.
Oh wow!
And that Share the Land 8-track, just to have it as an ornament inside that box. That was like the hardest thing in the world to get.
Oh my gosh!
It took a long time to get. And I found it online one day, and it was like sealed copy, and it was, I think it was $10 or $9.99 or something. It was cheap.
Wow!
Cheap.
Yeah.
And so I ordered it out of California. I think it was out of San Diego. I think I ordered it out of there, and the guy sent it to me, and just no problem. Also, I had it. So I had eight. After all those years of waiting.
It just was the right moment.
Yeah.
It came at your hands.
So, but get back to slowing down. When I come in here, when I walk into this room, to me, it's like a music sanctuary.
Yes.
I sit down. It's cool in here, and I relax.
Yeah.
And I look around at all the stuff, and then I haul out an album. Like, you just take your roller chair over here.
Oh my gosh!
Look at
that!
Pull out a Chicago vinyl.
My gosh!
2 record set. Look at all the stuff on there.
Just
pull that out,
condition.
throw the vinyl on, and
you got nice stereo going here.
Yep, that's a nice stereo. But you know something? That stereo, the quality of that stereo doesn't compete with with the computer. This little.
Is that right?
Yeah. This is much nicer.
So your little like PC computer Logitech speakers work really well.
That bass guy down there,
the subwoofer there,
makes all the difference. Like this, music through here is better than music through there.
That's so wild,
quality.
Because that's the old analog as opposed to the digital age. So.
And then I got that little Bose guy I use at work, and that also has big sound like this.
So nice.
It's amazing.
So nice. And you got your guitars lined up here.
Well, that's my feature wall.
8 guitars, man.
7. I got 7 hanging, right?
Oh, yes.
I got 7 hanging, and...
it's a good number. 7.
I think it is.
7 and is always... 7 to me is your lucky number.
Yeah.
And I got... you got the pink Strat here?
No, Telly. Pink
Telly.
And then the Tobacco Sunburst Telly. And then the American Strat. And that color I would call it pewter, I think. With a marble pickguard, white marble pickguard. And then I got a rare Gibson. An ES,
oh my gosh.
ES 150D.
Yeah, it's like a hollow body.
And it's a 3-inch hollow body. It looks kind of like a 335, but it's deeper. It's 3 inches deep.
Wow.
And
that's really wild.
That's really.
And you got a nice Fender bass, I see.
Fender bass, you can use that anytime you like.
Oh my gosh, I got my.
Anytime you want to use it, let me know. The bass amp is in the hallway there.
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't enjoy playing bass.
Oh, you don't? I hear everything in bass. Yeah.
You know why? It's because I have to think.
Do you really?
When I play bass, I have to think all the frets, what notes they are. When I play 6-string, I don't think at all. I just play.
See, you are a natural guitar player,
I think,
and I'm a natural bass. I don't think in chords. Like I think in melody of bass line. Like so, a whole song of mine will be written around a bass line. Right. Simply.
Yeah.
And there's a few bands that do that, like Iron Maiden.
I've noticed that about your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And
so.
But yeah, so
but that's all part of slowing down. Take your instrument and play a song.
Yeah.
It kind of sets your life speed. Maybe not slow, but it sets it to a consistent. You're playing a song, you're playing consistent for 3 minutes or 4 minutes or something like that. And so,
Well, it becomes an addiction. Speed. and movement and just like
Yeah.
it's an addiction.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll try to sit without music or headphones or just like completely in nature and just kind of sit there outside in the forest area
Yeah.
and just sit there and it's hard. Like once you've been like
Yeah.
like sort of working yourself really hard for a long time and then just to sit for like 5 minutes even it's like I gotta get up and move, you know. It's like it's what we're doing to our bodies. Like it's
I
pretty
know.
wild, man.
I know. It's
But
crazy.
but on the other hand, you know, it's the way you got to do it too, like
Yeah.
to survive. So
Yeah, pretty much.
it comes down to
Pretty
that.
much the way it's, like today I pulled in at the pumps. I shouldn't get on a sad note at all, but I pulled into the pumps and I put $231 into my tank.
My
truck.
gosh,
My
that's
truck.
like that is like a week's worth of wages for
Yeah.
me or more. No, like 2 weeks of wages for
Yeah.
me. That's like a lot of
$231, and that's not the most I put in. You know,
my
so
gosh.
it's that,
Yeah.
which is all part of inflation. It's an inflation that is to a point driving us harder.
Yeah.
Because just to stay afloat.
It's interesting because a lot of people like around the world I've heard I have another friend who I talk to. He's really tapped into other trends and such. He's an artist type, but he was saying that like a lot of people around the world think that Canada is like because we're wealthy that we have just total affluence, like we're just sort of relaxed about life and don't have to work. It's not quite accurate, I don't think. Like I think
Not quite
like Canadians
accurate.
work really hard and it just keeps I mean, like we have to.
Yeah.
It's not easy here. I don't know. I don't think
No,
like
it
it's not like
isn't.
we get everything handed to us.
I think the whole economy and everything is structured so that you can someday do exactly that, is you can stop working and still live good.
Yeah.
And our generation is doing that. Our parents' generation couldn't do that, but our generation is doing that. I have lots of people my age, some friends and some just acquaintances, that spend the winters down south.
Yeah.
So they have another place down there, and they have another place here. That costs money to live over there and to own a place over there. So they have spent a lifetime of accumulating so that they can sit around and relax and do nothing. And so maybe that image is what they talked about. But you're right.
And a lot of the younger generation though is not planning. They're just like winging it. They're living paycheck to paycheck and not putting any money.
I think because they're mesmerized by the numbers and how it is, I think they're giving up. I think that younger generation is not going to be able to hang in there. Like they'll never be able to own a home.
It's true.
And stuff like that. Like our youngest one there, I think she realizes she'll never own a home. And so but our generation is also the first one to be living off of inheritance money. I mean, by and large, right?
Yeah.
Inheritance is coming into the economy, and maybe that's causing inflation to a point too, because you hire a plumber, and it's going to cost you $75 or $80 an hour to have a plumber or electrician come in. So everything is driving everything else up. And then that goes up and that goes up. So
we're getting less and less inclined to do it yourself on things.
Yeah, I think maybe that young generation is just. I think they're just.
I think there's a little bit of like
they can
misguidedness that happened there. Like I almost feel like sort of the generational gap is kind of like it's sort of the baby boomers there have really strong values, strong like in work ethic, everything, and then but it's not like the younger generation has no work ethic or anything like that. It's like a complete shift with.
I think you're right.
It's it's more of a mentality, in my opinion, of work and take what you need, not as much as like save for the rainy days. So like less like it's a different mentality. Take what you kind of just need at the moment. And then
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, realistically, that should be what we should all do, that sort of thing. But we all want to own a place down south and go away all the time and go on trips
Hmm.
and I like flying. I like flying places and going
Yeah.
places, and so
Yeah.
we all want these extras and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
And, we want our cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and then I think of Cake. That band Cake, by the way.
Cake. Oh yeah, you talked
Yeah,
about
man,
cake.
I love the band Cake.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I've never heard of them.
They're such a. I think they're classically trained musicians, or like they're trained musicians, but they're like jazz oriented R&B, and they so good, man.
Some of those bands, like what you just said, they're just so awesome to listen to.
Yeah.
There's a band out of Morden called Lakes and Pines. Have you heard of them?
I
Lakes
have.
and Pines.
Yeah.
And they're all there's 5 or 6 of them, and it depends on when you see them is how many people are in it.
Mhm.
But each musician in that band is a super musician in their own right.
Yeah.
And they all play their piece. And it's and you can sit down to watch that band, and you can pick out any one of them or all of them separately and just watch them, how good they are. They're just crazy good.
Interesting you say that, because I was thinking the same thing about I've seen some orchestras actually, even classical orchestras, how there's a big distinction between the rock and roll sort of ego age, I call it, like the ego age, where you got like the bling bling on stage, and it's like it's sort of like superheroes on stage, basically rock and roll superheroes. But in terms of the opposite of where you see like an orchestra and everyone's trying to just like not stand out. Right. And so you got the violinists, the clarinetists, the flautists, like all these musicians, and they just play like the most. Like, it's just gracious music. Like, it just blends so well. Yeah. And I was thinking about. I think I saw a video of his name. It was like this. It was from a musical, March. The song is "March of the Hebrews" by Verdi. Like one of the best classical sort of operatic songs I've ever heard. Oh. And March of the Hebrews is the sort of the English translation, and it's just, oh my gosh. And if you watch the YouTube video of this, you see like the emotion, and they're all like, no one's trying to be heroic. So it's like it's almost like they're all sort of just like professional sort of musicians, where it's not about like the ego, because a lot of bands are about the ego, and then suddenly it's no longer about the music when it's about the ego.
March of the Hebrews. I'm going to write this down.
Yeah, Verdi, Verdi. V as in Victor.
Oh,
V. Yeah.
V-E-R-D.
As a D as in dog, and then I.
I've seen that.
Yeah, he's a classical composer.
Yeah, I've seen that name.
Yeah, look it up, because it's really.
And then Cake. I'm going to check out Cake.
Yeah.
I know there's some bluegrass bands like that, where you can tell they're really highly trained musicians.
Yes, yeah.
And they play mandolins and banjos and stuff, and it's just crazy good.
Yeah, like Bela Fleck.
Yeah, Bela Fleck is one of them. Yeah. I wrote a song about, and I talked about him in the
remember.
Song.
I remember.
I think I sent you a copy of that.
Yeah, and I lost it because the way email is these days. Like, I ran out of room because there was too much spam on my inbox, and suddenly I have to like dump all my emails. It was horrible. So you got to resend it.
I'll resend it. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to do banjo on there.
I got the banjo.
I want banjo on that.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such a. I played it for a guy one time, who was a country, an old classic country type lover. Yeah. And I heard that song, and he says to me, "That is a really good song." And I says, "Yeah, I know it is."
Yeah.
Type thing. And so you can kind of sometimes gauge your music on unbiased opinion. Is some public opinion, and it'll tell you something about it.
Yeah.
He said that's a really good song.
Yeah.
And so Someday
Yeah,
maybe I
it's
can play it. You know, it's kind of song you have to wait till you get into the right venue, like
that's right.
Manitou or something like that. Or
Yeah. Well, there's bluegrass fans everywhere, so they come out of the woodworks when they.
in some of this 60s rock or 70s rock that we play, that
Yeah,
we've been practicing in that
I love that.
for a gig. I love that stuff too, but there's bluegrass bands that do that stuff and
Uh-huh.
they change it to their style, and it's awesome to hear
Oh
these
yeah,
guys, because it's like I think Ricky Skaggs said it one time. He said bluegrass players are the best musicians in the world. That's what he
yes,
said. I mean,
yes.
it's an opinion, but they are really good at what
Oh
they
yeah,
do. Like
with the harmonies and the picking and
the
everything.
picking, like
Yeah.
they get those guys on a flat top. It's just mesmerizing what they can do.
Yeah.
And so it's just obviously an opinion, but they are very, very good.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I believe that's accurate. There's a band called Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
And they have this song that it's with banjo. It's I Will Wait for You. It's such a good song. Yeah. I Will Wait for You by Mumford. And it's like it actually sounds very bluegrassy, but it's such a good song.
Wait.
Um,
Mumford and Sons.
yeah.
I've seen
I think
that
they're
name.
British actually, like those guys, aren't they? Mumford and Sons are a British band or
possibly.
something. They're English.
I don't know, but I know I've seen that, like going to the record shows and stuff. You see all kinds of names over the years.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, I have no idea who it is or what it is and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you remember the names type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So I don't know. Is there a particular album?
what's this fancy pink album?
I don't know
here?
what that is.
What's that? Pull it.
Let's pull it.
I always
see
like
what
color.
It is.
What is that?
It is the Kinks.
Oh yes.
The Kinks.
What was that song by the Kinks? It's probably on that album. Your daughter, something about your daughter, like or dance, something dance. What is it?
Yeah.
Something about dancing.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can recognize it.
Yeah. It's it was a more modern song, right?
Yeah, the 80s. It came out in the 80s, but early 80s.
I forget what that was called. That was a great song.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it was, and so I could ask Mr. Google.
Yeah, ask the Google.
And see what he says. He's like, Mr. Google is like the smartest guy I know.
Oh, it's got You Really Got Me here. That's a good one.
Yeah, so maybe that's the greatest hits or something like that.
Looks like it.
My favorite Kinks song is Victoria.
Oh,
I love that song. Just the way it's kind of a rolling song, and
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, come dancing.
That's it.
Right?
Everybody come dancing.
That's a great song.
It's great, yeah.
Come dancing, and that was long after the fact, like as far as radio songs, because they were big in the '60s and then they disappeared.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there they are in the '80s, and they're still rocking. So.
Yeah, and this one here is printed in. I'll find a date here. Right there.
Yeah, I don't know how.
It kind of sucks to get old and your eyes just don't focus close up. Well, this would be the 1980 album, so it's called One for the Road.
One for the Road. But if it's got You Really Got Me on there.
Yeah, I think it's a compilation, as you said. Probably a compilation album.
I'm wondering, 2 record set by the look of it.
Yeah.
It's a rare album though, because I never see it at the record shows or anything. Like, I don't see that album anywhere. I don't even know where I got it from.
Well, every album you own is rare.
Well, a lot of them are. Man.
It's like, but you're a collector, is what you are.
Yeah,
that's where this little sticker come off.
Like same as the 45s up there. Like there is my like this row here of these.
Yeah.
Those 7 there. Those are the really rare, nice, valuable ones.
Wow.
Yeah, those few right there. Very hard to find, and those are the ones that took me 40 years to find.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's good because they're
Yeah. And
Yeah, this is quite an epic collection you have here, Ernie.
this is that wall, start to finish. You can see it's all Guess Who 45s.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
one of my favorite labels. Is that pink and orange or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Nimbus 9, RCA
Right.
Nimbus 9. I don't know
Nice.
exactly what that means, but it's a record label.
Yeah.
And
This is
so that
cool.
color of Nimbus 9, and those are my favorite ones. And this much that has the two different colors in there, orange and the much. That one, and Franklin, the real colorful pink one there.
Right.
Those are my favorite ones, like that one.
Yeah.
That one. And the Nimbus 9, and also Smile. Where's my Smile record?
Well, I remember seeing it.
I remember, yeah, somewhere right there. The black one with the middle, and the Smile record I like. And Smile, I think, is in a couple. The one on the end there is a silver one.
Yeah.
Silver Smile. So those are my favorite labels. But then there's always Apple, of course. They look awesome.
Sure.
Right,
Yeah.
Apple label.
Yeah. I think you totally have the vision of an artist. The way you're very aesthetic. Like you pick out your. I mean, you're like observant of the colors and the designs of the of your 45s, and like you could I mean, I got to get you drawing and painting, Ernie. I think like that's maybe our next little project. We'll do a podcast and we'll just paint together.
You know, the only thing I would ever draw in my life, see, the other passion I have is cars. And cars, but not really cars per se, but 1969 Darts, because I've driven them since 1973. I've been driving 69 Darts. I've had 6 of them over the years, and so, the only thing I could ever draw was the back end of a 69 Dart. I learned how to draw.
Oh, nice, man. That's
so
not easy.
It wasn't easy. It took me a while, but you study it, and you start, and then after a while you can get it. And I have somewhere in my stuff, I have a really nice picture that I drew with pencil of a 69 Dart from the back. You know, it's really nice. Yeah.
That's we'll work on drawing the Dart next time. Bring a sketch pad and we'll
I have a nice picture of it, and you could probably just go.
We'll break it down. We'll break it down into really nice steps.
Speaking of that, have you done any more work on my Flat Top and Company logo?
Interesting, Ernie. I drew a logo for Ernie, and I guess there was someone said. Or you thought there could be inclusion of like the other musicians, and right away I'm like for sure.
It's the same thing I thought. As soon as she said it, I was like because I'm not a one-man show.
No, you're right. You're right, and it can be done. I just some things are on the back burner too. Like I'm just like swamped these days, and it's too much. They bring it back to the whole theme of the show. Like there's people who come to me and they're good friends, and I say I'll do it, and then suddenly it's like on the back burner, and I'm running with its priorities.
See, and now you're running and you're hurrying, right?
It's incredible, and there's it's like but no, it's coming. I can see it like with sort of silhouette figures in the background, just sort of
something like that, because that would be the And Company, right?
Yeah.
Flat Top would be the guitar.
Yeah.
And And Company would be me plus whoever I'm playing with at the time.
Yeah.
Because I mean our band changes. I mean, other than Brenda being, it's always her and I. Nancy's been there now quite a while already. So, but I mean, right from the get-go, it was always her and I. We were kind of like the anchor of whatever band we had,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it's important to get it right, to the logo right for the.
Yeah, and then I want to print up some T-shirts and stuff like that. It'd be kind of awesome.
You bet, man. You bet.
But having said that, I'm not in a rush at all.
Thank you for
that.
You
can leave it on your back burner together with your cup of coffee there. Keep saying more.
It's funny, eh? Like the more we leave certain things on the back burner and we don't and get right into it, that's when it gets heavier and heavier, you know. But I think that's what Hotel California is about. Actually, it's just like getting stuck in a certain place, and sometimes we get bombarded with too much stuff, and then you're stuck in the hotel, man, forever, sort of thing. Like, I don't know. I just saw your Eagles album, and I'm drawing
this is a DVD.
Man. Very nice,
the
man.
DVD, Eagles DVD of their on Stadium, I think it is. Melbourne, yeah. Nice, farewell tour live from Melbourne, and this is when it comes to live, this is as good as it gets. The Eagles are very good live, and another band that's really good live is Bob Seger. Bob Seger, I actually prefer live instead of his studio albums.
Yeah.
And so,
Silver Bullet.
Oh, speaking of that, how much time we got?
Oh, looks like my ride is just arrived.
Okay.
So gotta quickly text him.
So we'll have to
to
do the Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band story another time.
Well, we gotta. We'll be okay. My dad's just right.
Yeah. But that was Bob Seger was the very first band I ever saw in my life. Very first band.
Oh, okay.
So Bob Seger has a special place because of that.
Yeah.
And he started out with Nutbush City Limits. That was a song. You probably never heard the song. But it was so awesome. I was mesmerized. I'd never seen a live band before. And these guys are loud and clear and clean and very good. And they were there to rock. And,
so good, man.
And I was hooked on, just in that first song, I was hooked on live concerts. For the rest of my life, I still love them.
Yeah.
And Bob Seger was the one. And I thought there's never going to be a better band than Bob Seger after I saw that. It's impossible that anybody could sound better than what I heard.
Yes.
And then they were just opening for BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive. And when Bachman Turner Overdrive came on, they were even better. They were even better than Bob Seger. And so, needless, I mean, without saying it was like the best concert ever of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Still to this day.
Yeah. Funny you said like the live concerts. I also like have my favorite live albums live.
Yeah.
Like Iron Maiden was. I bring up Iron Maiden. Like they got a they get understood, like, or maybe misjudged, because Iron Maiden, very good musicians. They're academics. Like they, Bruce Dickinson is like he's like a professor of like rails, trains, and like the locomotives, and he's very intelligent. Like they're historians there, and it's an interesting band, but the rocker age or the hair band metal sort of idea is these guys are deeper than hair metal, sort of like the young sort of hair metal. But what I was gonna say is their album Live After Death, if you ever hear that one, amazing musicianship. Like it's
no, I don't have any heavy stuff really. I don't think in my collection anymore.
Well, I'll play a few one day for you, Ernie. But it's it's a good album.
I'll have to check out some of this stuff, but I don't.
I'm gonna check out Pete
heavy.
Seeger, man. Yeah. Well, comparatively, like to the new stuff that's heavy coming out, like Iron Maiden's pretty good. Like they're good musicians, I'd say. So
I think a lot of those bands were.
Yeah. But thank you, Ernie. We are winding her up. This has been episode 12, man. Like 12 is a really good number.
Well,
I think 12.
I guess we should have looked it up. What is 12? Significance of 12, and I'm sure there is.
There's huge significance. 12 steps of
clock. It's 12.
12.
Months is 12.
Yeah.
12 months and 12
seasons.
12 hours in a day. And,
2 seasons here in Manitoba.
Yes.
Not 12 seasons.
We don't have
the subtleties.
We don't have spring and fall anymore.
Yeah.
We just have 2 months of hard sledding.
12 months. Anyways, thank you, Ernie, once again.
Thank you.
And we're going to try to do this on a regular basis. Hopefully we won't be running next time.
That's right. So The word of the day is slow down.
Slow
Smell the
down.
roses, or whatever we're.
Yes. Yes. Okay, man. Have a great weekend, everyone. That was episode 12, 45 RPNs.
Till we meet again.
Peace out.